Hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger. We just got back from the first remote and we blew it. It ended up being too cold. So I don't like to be the guy to be like complaining and, oh, the remote was bad. My wife and I have done this hobby for a long time, and there's always a lot riding on every remote. This one, even more so. It was the first one of the year. We got all this new material, and I'm super stoked because we worked on it for 3 weeks plus, rehearsing every night. So we're hot playing this stuff right now. We need to get this on video. We really worked on the sound to make sure everything would function and sound great. And that all went off without a hitch. Like I got Calgon Took Me Away. I was tripping. It sounded so good. Um, all week we had checked the weather and it was 75, 75, 70, all the way up to the day before, 75 degrees. We go 55. Old Jack Frost nipping at your toes. Here he comes. Mr. Old Blows. So yeah, I had the special gloves ordered and I left them at home. Gopti had hers. I didn't have mine. These are nylon woven gloves. You're supposed to play a stringed instrument even though you wear the glove. So I hate talking about this. I had this accident and these fingers are reconstructed. They did 2 VY digital blocks on this one and one here. So the circulation is terrible. If it gets chilly, these start to hurt. They get cold. The whole finger would be like popsicles, and then my whole hand gets cold. So yeah, you always see me wearing a glove. I had ordered these gloves. I had thought this through, and somehow I left this at home. We were convinced that I had brought it, so that didn't stop us from tearing apart every bag for, I want to say it was 20 minutes. We were in looking for the glove mode, which there's nothing that I hate more than looking for stuff. When you're in some kind of like when we're at a remote, it's really precious time that we're there. We need to be, the camera needs to be rolling and the mixer needs to be recording. We need to be capturing these performances. So even though my wife and I have done this for such a long time, and it's not our first rodeo, there was an exceptional amount of extra riding on me and banking on the fact that this remote should have turned out really good. We rehearsed the crap out of the material for the past 3 weeks, so we're hot right now. How long can we sustain that? I don't know. We had banked on it, like we had really worked in advance to make all the technology end of it really excellent and no issues. And that was great. Because, like I said, yeah, there was a lot riding on this. Even though we've done it a bunch of times, it still really sucks that we blew it on this remote because we went into it thinking it was going to be 75 degrees. I'm like, we got to try to get out before Mother's Day because it gets so hot and humid. I mean, the things that can ruin the remote for me is this extraneous forces, whether that's cicadas, mosquitoes, geese, human beings, police, humidity or the cold, rain. You never know what it's going to be at the remote. It's always like some new thing to come to ruin it. I did get like a little bit carried away that it sounded so good today. I was like, Calgon took me away. I'll put it that way. I was really impressed. So Who knows? Maybe the 14 piece performances that we did catch, maybe there'll be some gold in there, and I will edit that. I will be going through all of this and putting it together if I, you know, if there's any gold there, we have to see. We do have the rest of the season, so even if there's nothing, no upload, I will get you guys video of these performances. I really want to do that. It's important to me. I'm excited about sharing this new music with you guys. So to go out in the first one and have it take a nosedive because it was cold. Oh well. Crying about spilled milk. Tomorrow, I'm going to be taking the day off, family day. Eventually, I'll get to some editing here and we'll see what comes out of it. Would you like to see some pictures? I've got pictures from today. We went over by the river and took a look at this is the pavilion. You can see our PA speakers, and then we have this subwoofer here. This is new. This is a 12 that came out of a record player. I got this for $6 at the Goodwill. And then this is completely handmade. I garbage picked the wood, this white amplifier. I hand built that. And that was the star of the show today. That really sounded great with this speaker. I have another, basically this white guitar here goes through this box and it has a battery with an active splitter. So it sends one copy of the signal to this red box and the other copy to this black box with these 3 chrome buttons. So this is new. We just built this. It's a dual boost. And this whole setup goes through these 2 PA speakers with reverb and echo, and it sounds really good. The other center channel, that's just this amp here, and that's just like the center. And it's just like a clean copy of the guitar with not a real lot of frills, but a lot of tone. So here's the mixing board, and the little MP3 player is built into the board here where I keep the backing tracks there. And here, this is an equalizer I built. It's a 3-band EQ that runs on the PA to give it a final little bit of pixie dust on the mix. Oh, there I am. Great, that picture. Me zipping up my fly coming out of the outhouse. And my wife's bass processor, she has 2 stereo XLR cables that come out, go into the mixer. I did play 2 guitars this year. I used the Cozart, which I had hoped to use it more. I only used it on 1 song, but it was so cold that it threw me off, and it was the tuning stability doesn't, it's like the stuff wants to go sharp when it's cold. So this is the new part of it, this Caliphone and this white amp. You can see I got a noise gate. This cable coming off of the splitter comes up into the noise gate, and then it goes into this 4-in-1. It's a distortion, an overdrive, an echo, and a reverb I don't use. And then it goes back into the amp. Now this thing has a loop, so I put these 2 in the loop. And this is a Yo-Yo American sound. It's kind of like a Fender-ish sounding amp in a box that also gets dirty. And this is a really good reverb unit that I traded a guy. It was broken. I had to repair it. I traded him 1 pedal for 3. He gave me this red one, the blue one, the Buying Triverb. It's called a Baby Boomer. And then he gave me a Boss TU2, a Boss tuner. But yeah, this was the new amp. And this, boy, this just really sounds phenomenal. And here's the bass bin for my wife's bass guitar. We did end up going over to the river and taking a look at the bridge. This is me up on the bridge. The years ago, we capsized our boat under this bridge, and I had the portage, so we came back here to relive glory days. You can see how the this wood piles up, and it if you're boating here, you can end up getting in trouble there with the. So yeah, Latin King. They did show up, and they were like, "We were going to barbecue," and I was like, "Well, we're leaving. So when you're done fishing, we'll be gone." He's like, "Yeah, we come here and we use the barbecue." I go, "Do you? Because we've been coming here 10 years and I've never seen you." He was trying to like, oh, we got the Latin King you're in our spot. He was like acting like that, and I wasn't having it. I said, "Because yeah, we come here every weekend and we make music in here." He was like, "Oh, we barbecue in there." I was like, "Do you?" Because I've never seen you in the 10 years I've been coming here. And actually, it's longer than that. So yeah, bass bin, Caliphone, 12-inch. I paid $6 for this, and then I built this amp from scratch. We have this PA here. This records at a really high rate. There's the power amp. This is like a silverware service box. I built all this equipment into it. This is the MP3 player for the backing tracks. And there's the equalizer. Here's the silver travel box that we throw the mixer in. And, oh, there's my active splitter. That's another one of my homemade pedals. It just splits. You have the guitar goes in, and then there's two out. So the one goes to here, and the other goes to the front of house system. But there's the Court, or the Cozart is the name of that guitar. And man, I really love this amp setup. I really do. I tried a lot of different things, and I think I found my home, my happy place. So yeah, there it is. Noise gate, Soul 918. I can click the distortion on. I can double up the overdrives. This is a clean overdrive. It's more like a clean boost. I use the delay. I don't really use the reverb, but the Buying Baby is the reverb that I like using. And my wife's got these are XLR. They're TRS to XLR. And did your battery pack ever run out? The one that wouldn't really take a full charge. So yeah, it was ending up, it wasn't so bad. I mean, I'm warming up a little bit now that we're home. We're gonna have a nice steak dinner with a baked potato tonight. I'm hoping I get a good full night's worth of rest, because we're gonna have a family day tomorrow. Ultimately, it was a cold remote, and yeah, that could have been a little better. These are some of the pictures I took here. This is the battery for the main power amp. Like these two feed the MP3 player. This is 48 volts though, and that powers this 600 watt amp. This is a 24 volt EQ. And my new XMG30, there it is. These are the power packs I use to run this thing. I only used the one on the top, used about half of it. And then this is the BT2. This is the dual boost. It's got a Omni boost, which is kind of like a treble booster, and then a Thorpe bass boost. So it's a treble boost and a bass boost. And then this pedal, if you step on that, it'll start playing the MP3 player. So it's a remote. And here is the Cozart. I only played one song, this song called Teen Beat on this guitar. And I'll tell you what, I put 8s on here and I've been playing this thing with this set. I absolutely love this Cozart guitar. I've been playing it and playing the crap out of it. It's got a thing going on. It's got a definite sound, being a hollow body, and then having the Alnico 5 pickups. But it certainly doesn't forget which side its bread is buttered on, because when you get that 5-way going with the volume and tone, it is a Stratocaster at heart. So that's what can you say about a Strat? It's a classy looking guitar. I got these expensive knobs. I got this classy looking strap. I blacked this out myself, and like basically replaced everything on the guitar. It's a Wilkinson tremolo on there, so locking tuners. It's actually, man, I look like my brother here. So here we are over at the displays. This is where I flipped the boat. And yeah, this is real nasty here. That's looking down on the bridge. You can just see through down. So this is where we flipped. And eventually I'm up here on this train bridge. And I asked my old lady, hey, keep an eye for a train coming, because I'm going to have to run so I don't get hit by the train. She's down here, and mind you, she's just sitting there, and here's the train is coming. So I have to just like run for my life at the end of this video. And you didn't notice the big orange trains, did you? So like I said, I am going to be editing video when I get around to it. We're going to continue. I don't think we're going to be practicing every day. I'll have to try to figure out how we can maximize the practice without burning out, because there's still room for me to improve. But also, there was one song where I played today where I impressed myself. So there was that. That was good. There was another one where we got done where I was like, that was wicked. Because it was a distortion song, Jalapeno. Guys, can't wait for you to hear Jalapeno. It's got a couple of gritos in it. There's a chihuahua in it. It's cabrones friendly piece of music. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me on this remote wrap up. I hate to come on here and be like, yeah, it was bad, but they can't all be wieners. They can't all be wieners. That's what my old pal Tom used to say. The Virginia hillbilly. I miss that guy. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this one. Hug your pets and peace.